What's going on, boxing fans? This is Kenneth, SBN Boxing. For every quick subscribe, visit us on the web at www.sbnboxing.com. But before we start speaking boxing, let's speak boxing. We're going to speak about baseball, the World Series. St. Louis Cardinals versus Boston Red Sox, bottom of the ninth. It was a controversial obstruction call. Man on second and third, 1 out, short chopper. Boston Red Sox infield was in, defense was in. Dustin Pedroia made a hell of a catch. That was a hell of a catch by Dustin Pedroia. Laid out, came back up, threw it to Salty Malakia. It wasn't a force out at home. Made the tag, threw it down to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks, a lot of people, I was even, they were sitting there saying Middlebrooks is inexperienced. He didn't get off the third base bag quick enough, and the ball actually sailed into the outfield, left field line, which is bullshit. I just think it was a shitty throw. Middlebrooks laid out in the base path. Boxing Genius agrees with this call. No matter what he says, he completely disagrees with this call. It was an obstruction call. I get it. I understand. Craig was looking over his left shoulder just to see where the ball was at, but he stumbled over Middlebrooks' feet, got back up and got thrown out. Salty Malakia threw him out. Actually tagged him, and umpire called him safe. Why? Because obstruction. Now, I know it's a fast-paced game. I know it's a shitty way to end the game, especially if it's so close, especially if the game's tied, bottom of the ninth, and it's just it's umpire's worst nightmare to make a call like that. Did he make the right call? Absolutely, I think he made the right call. Why? Because it's part of the rules. Rules are rules. That's it. I said I was going to speak boxing, just like Mayweather knocked out Ortiz. Ortiz kept his hands down. Hey, protect yourself at all times. It's just, I understand. Craig used Middlebrooks to his full advantage. Maybe he really, 50-50, maybe he didn't want to trip on him. Maybe he really legitimately tripped. And on the other hand, maybe he used it to his advantage, knowing that Middlebrooks was laying on the floor above the base path, and the way in the base path. So I think it's a legit call. Boxing Genius, what do you think?
I don't think it's being a legit call is one thing. I've seen it again. I'm looking at it this way. What made it a legit call was that Mr. Middlebrooks, the third baseman, picked up his feet. If you look at it good, that's what I did not look at first. Picking up his feet, that's what made the call a legit call. If he would have left his feet on the ground, believe me, that umpire would have not called him out, safe, because of obstruction at home. So, if you look at the World Series before, the Cincinnati Reds, I forgot the year, Cincinnati Reds against Boston again, Colin Fisk the catcher. That was an obstruction call, and yet the umpire stated, no, it's not obstruction. But again, that is called an umpire's call. It is called strategy by the ball player. Like you said before, Bum Mayweather. This thing about, it's a rule. We say it's a rule.
No, we're not talking baseball, though. We're
not talking, I'm going back and forth like you did. We're talking now about Mayweather, the way he knocked out Ortiz. There is a rule.
You got to keep it baseball. It's the same way if you can take out, when there's a double play, there's a legit way of taking out the shortstop or taking out the second baseman. And you can strategize, and there's a thin line between what's right and what's not. And last night's call, I'm not saying it was right. I think Craig used Middlebrooks to his advantage, but rules are rules. He was in his base path. But what do you say to all them fans that think you don't know shit about baseball?
Hey, kiss my ass the same way I'm telling me kiss my ass in boxing. Okay?
About baseball.
About baseball. I'm also a baseball genius. I know my baseball. And like I said, you make the comparison. This is all an umpire's call. How many times in baseball don't you see, even commentators are showing slow motion, a double play? The ball is thrown to the shortstop from the second base side. The shortstop, it hasn't even caught the ball yet he's leaving the bag, catching the ball out of the bag, and throwing to first base. You know what people say? That's an automatic. What the hell is automatic? There ain't no such thing as an automatic. So that's called an umpire's call. But yet the rules say your feet should be on the bag. You understand what I'm saying?
No, the Boxing Genius never boxed, fans, but he did play baseball.
Oh, yeah.
He did play baseball. So
I play a whole lot of baseball. So I know what the hell I'm talking about.
There's a baseball family. So don't sit there and comment saying that we don't know baseball.
Okay? So, yes, I played a whole lot of baseball. Hey, Major League AA, yes, in the time of the Phillies up in Clearwater. And guess what? That's the time that, there was Ivan de Jesus, a shortstop from Puerto Rico like myself. Okay? So I know my baseball. So this is a baseball family, all right?
Yeah, but we're about to create another video boxing. I just think that call right there.
Come on back.
That call right there.
I got something to call back. Come on back. I got something for the boxing
But this is Kenneth, SBN Boxing, Boxing Genius. We're going to go ahead, or actually the Baseball Genius.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about boxing, the comparison.
We're gonna create another video in like 2 minutes about boxing.